And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jurasia here with Laws Cards Fan 23, and we are getting ready for game two of this doubleheader between Crystal Saber and jkoper.
Absolutely here. And for those of you who just joined us, you just saw one of the shortest level 9s you will ever see in Zelda Randomizer history. All Crystal Saver had to do was go up 3 rooms from the starting position, and he found Link's room. Ganon was not required, and that's how he took away game number 1. So jkoper must win this one to force a deciding game number 3. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one's going to play out, Dracia.
Absolutely. And an interesting thing to note is that jkoper opted out of using a loser's remorse flag, which, for those who don't know, is something that we are doing with this best of 3. If somebody loses one of the games in the match, they are allowed to change. A majority of the flags are allowed to be remorsed. There are a whole lot of 50-50 on or off flags. So the loser's remorse, they can take one of those 50-50s and guarantee it to be on or off. Examples like 0 HP enemies or dungeon headers always on, Ganon forced.
Yep, it's definitely a new wrinkle and interesting twist to the Zelda Randomizer tournament to give players who are trailing a little bit of a leg up that could help them maybe equalize the match. But on the same token, it could help their opponents just as much.
Yeah, and that is the loser's remorse can kind of be a strategy in and of itself,
Indeed.
choosing between a flag that might make the run easier for them versus knowing their opponent enough to know a flag that would make it harder for their opponent, or in Coper's case, just opting not to touch it at all and just seeing how it goes.
Sounds good. So in just a few moments, we have game number 2 between Crystal Saver and jkoper. If Crystal Saver wins, he will advance to the round of 16 in the winner's bracket.
And we are off according to SRL, so we will be beginning on this stream here shortly.
We'll see if we have any starter items for our 2 competitors here in game number 2. And we should be underway very shortly.
Here we go.
Here we go, starting at the desert. And we are starting with the letter and the book. Now, the 64,000 rupee question is it just a plain old book, or is it a boomstick just like last time?
And that is, if I'm not mistaken, is that it's definitely one that they need, and it's what, 4 and 7, if I saw that properly? Or it might be 4, 5, or 7, 8, depending on quest.
Yep, depends on what kind of quest we're dealing with. You are right about that. So we are starting with some Triforce pieces, not as many Triforce pieces as last time, but that means it's going to be a little bit more of exploration for these runners as jkoper nearing the power bracelet spot, and we see the absolutely no speech. Ladder is our power bracelet, and we find the wood sword.
Wood sword's in its vanilla cave, and we do not have extra candle this time either.
Yep, so for the second consecutive race, we're not dealing with extra candles. So, interesting. So we have shuffled items for sure, because that's normally a power bracelet, and we have Bombs Plus. Bombs Plus is something that was introduced in the last All Boards No Swords tournament, where if you have enough, you can get an extra 2 bombs in your bomb capacity.
Which is very interesting, and something to note as well, actually, a fun little sprite glitch. If White Sword, Magical Sword are replaced with the bomb upgrades, and one of the starting items is White Sword, you actually do still get the actual White Sword, but in your A button is going to be that Bomb Plus.
Interesting. So, Yeah, if the white, it's possible that we have no white sword or no magical sword, if that's how that works. It's been a while since I've done a Bombs Plusie. The last time I did that was, again, during the All Boards No Swords tournament last year, so it's great to see that item again. And jkoper can't pick it up. I think if there are two of them, I think it's 4 to 6 hearts and 10 to 14 hearts still. But again, I'm not 100% on this. It's been a long time.
It is still 4 to 6 and 10 to 14. And if you do see the bomb upgrades, unless you start with the white sword, there will be no sword upgrades, just the bomb upgrades.
Gotcha.
And we've got a 43 rupee cheap meat. Wonder if that'll come into play today.
That's extremely cheap. 3 off the minimum price. So, yeah, it could come into play. Didn't come into play last time. We'll see if that is a different case this time. We're going to check the overworld in just a moment. jkoper about to screen scroll his way, and Crystal Saver going to get there the natural way. And we find, again, we are dealing with the first quest look, where level 3 is, but instead we find, well, we've already got the letter, and Saver picks it up for posterity's sake, and jkoper's just going to leave it behind.
And they high five from the from opposite ends of that screen. Very fun to see. Saber has turned his select swap back off. So must have been select swap on because of that start.
Interesting. Alright, so Saver finds a potion shop. Nothing doing there. jkoper finding a bonus cave, picking up the heart container up to 4 hearts. Doesn't look like the boomstick seed is on this time because we saw the expensive magical shield at 173 rupees. So this is not a boomstick shield. So unfortunately, these books are not going to be as helpful as it was last time.
Well, with them starting with it, however,
true, it's still going to be an atlas.
Yes. Just makes the wand significantly less savory of an item.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw runners not pick up the wand depending on the situation. There's our medium secret. A little bit better than last time, but still below the mean at 31 rupees.
The mean for the medium secret is 32?
32 and a half. Yep, you are correct. And we have the red candle as our ladder item on the coast, so we don't have to purchase a blue candle this time around.
It's very nice to find, with especially considering the lack of extra candle.
Definitely, and we do have both runners in the same level. Could this be first quest again? There's a possibility. The bottom
yeah,
row
that
seems
looks
to look
like level
it.
1.
Yeah, and the palette looks the same, so this is looking like it could be level 1. And unfortunately, the book is not an atlas, so the book, unfortunately, is next to useless. As the wand with the wand, it's going to burst into flames when it makes contact. So, not a great book this time.
And that's a dig dogger, and that's a bunch of dark nuts.
Oh,
it's a fun level 1 to dig through.
Not a fun level 1 if you're the players, but a fun one if you're the commentators or the spectators here in tonight's race. As jkoper is able to yoink a key from the Gibdo.
It almost looks like almost looks like level 5's enemy set in level 1. With the Gibdos, Dark Nuts, Dig Dogger. Could be wrong, but oh shoot.
Look at this! A shoe room in level 1. I don't remember the last time I saw it there. That's if we believe it's level 1. I mean, it's not 100%, but this just has the level 1 feel.
And Saver pops into the exact same room.
I mean, it could be level 3, maybe. We'd have to get a map to be absolutely sure about this.
Well, we've got a Triforce, and we are...
jkoper is going to keep us commentators guessing for the time being.
And of note, Koper was able to make much easier work of this Tridonga room than Saver, because he has the ladder.
And we have the wooden boomerang. jkoper is just going to leave it wilt. Yep, looking at that map, that is definitely level 1. There's no question about it. I've seen a level 1 a million times to know that's definitely level 1. jkoper will pick up the Triforce here in level 1, so that'll be number 4 on the board for Mr. jkoper. And Saver will pick up the Lord Banana, so if TGE was here, we know who he'd be rooting for.
By the way, that was a very, very much Fred moment.
Yep, that's
banana in the banana room.
Yes, that is definitely New York vanilla, no question about it right there. Saver also picking up the Triforce here in level 1, and he'll go back. And speaking of that, if it was in the boomerang room, does that mean items are in the same location? If that's the case, if we find an Aquamentus room, we're going to find another floor drop.
More will be revealed at this point. But more Tridongos.
Yeah, a lot of Tridongos, which means a lot of chances for extra bombs. Unfortunately, jkoper ran across what we like to call a Choldongo, ate up his bombs there.
Those are the best, aren't they?
Well, if you're a commentator, yes. If you're a runner, not so much. No! Heart container in the Beamos room for jkoper, so that has been shuffled.
And so that does not prove or disprove whether Heart Shuffle is on. That's another more will be revealed kind of deal.
Yes, indeed. That absolutely will be revealed at some point or another.
Really, at this point, the only way to be able to tell whether or not Heart Shuffle is on is if we find 2 hearts in staircases or a floor item where there's not usually a floor item, like a floor item outside of 1 or 2.
It looks like we are blocked from the ladder item.
Could be
I'm sorry, the staircase item, excuse me.
Probably recorder blocked then.
Staircase item.
Yeah, being that there's a dig dogger in 1.
Oh, good point.
So yeah, it could be a key block, and it could be recorder block at this point. We don't know yet.
One or the other. You're right. More will be revealed. jkoper finding a staircase, but that's a door per penalty. And good luck trying to weasel your way out of a door per penalty with our Hylians giving us no messages. Once you enter a room, your fate is locked. Oh, look at the price of wood arrows. That's not a desirable price at all. 99 rupees or 1 below the max.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of yikes.
So both of our runners in the general vicinity here. We're not able to bomb Spectacle Rock or Monocle Rock.
A mixed overworld.
Yep. So it is definitely a mixed overworld, just like in game number 1. The only question is the distribution first or second quest? That remains to be seen, as Saver is in what looks like either 5 or 7 with a very undesirable enemy set. That's 5.
Oh, definitely 5. And Koper is about to hop into 5 himself.
Stop the presses. That is not 5. That's 2Q8, which means we have dungeons. Oh, you know what that means, right? That means we are dealing with, 40 rooms or something? I forget how many rooms level 8 is. I have all my paperwork that I forgot to bring out here. I'll have to remember that for next time. But level 8 has about a zillion staircases.
Yeah, 2Q8 is basically the boss rush of Zelda 1.
Now that I think about it, I believe it's 35 rooms if my memory is correct. I'm probably wrong. Like I said, after this is over with, I'm gonna have to dig out all my paperwork for second quest stuff. It is 35 rooms.
Chat confirming, yes, 35 rooms.
So that means we're dealing with first quest first half, which is 1 through 6, and second quest second half, 7 through 9. So that means an easier level 9 in terms of the number of rooms, but it's going to be a much harder 7 and 8. And as you can see from the indicators, it's required.
Yes, it is. Much cheaper bombs, though, at 21 rupees, and a slightly cheaper candle than before at 64.
Again, I already got the red candle, but yeah, a modest raise in the vanilla price, only 5%, but hopefully these runners won't have to purchase too many bombs. Another potion shop for Saver here in the Forgotten spot. jkoper nears the vanilla level 5 location in first quest. We'll see if that's actually level 5 or if it's going to be just a fairy fountain. We're going to check right now. He's going to do the screen scroll and level 5 look.
So we do have a mixed overworld. Well,
It is mixed. Yep, yeah. We did confirm that this is mixed, and it's another candy shop. jkoper will pick up the heart container, so now he's guaranteed the bombs plus if it's the white sword variety. If it's not the white sword variety, then no dice. So
and it is possible for that white sword bomb up. Never mind.
That's not it. That is the magical sword. So he'll need 10 to 14 hearts to get an extra 2 bombs. So we now know that the other one near start, that's the one that jkoper's guaranteed.
I was going to say it's possible for the white sword bomb upgrade to be shuffled into the dungeons, but that, seeing as we saw both of the bomb upgrades, that is not.
Saver in 1Q3. That is definitely level 3 because of the palette. Alright. It doesn't look like enemy HP was shuffled. It looks like they're vanilla values from what I've seen so far.
jkoper finds the anyways.
These have been shuffled, but so far it doesn't. Yeah, these are not the best any roads. I've seen better. I've definitely seen worse, but I've definitely seen better too.
So we've got 2 in Death Mountain, 1 on Candle Row, and this one.
Well, jkoper once again, money-making game, not his friend, and that has not been shuffled. It's the vanilla amounts of -10, -40, +20, and +50. jkoper going to check the bomb spot. This will bomb for him. Saver at the coast at the moment.
He's going to grab his red candle.
Yep, he hasn't grabbed it yet. It's the jkoper who has grabbed the red candle at this point. And there's the other bombs plus. So now jkoper maximum capacity up to 10.
Definitely needed. And we've only seen one medium secret, small or large secrets yet, have we?
We've seen small secrets. It was 6. The small secret was 6 this time. The medium is 31. So, but again, this could be another distribution leaning towards second quest. But again, we'll see. The only one we'll know is if we see more than 4 small secrets or more than 1 large. As jkoper's found another level, this is either going to be 4 or 6 with this palette.
Probably 6.
It is 6 indeed. You are absolutely correct. Good guess. Look at this. A little quicker this time. Crystal Saver's in 9, but again, we need all the Triforces before we can enter. There. If there's any doubts about level 6 now, you can erase them because level 4 does not have a transport. This is definitely 6.
And that was the beautiful transport going 1 room to the north.
Yeah, don't you just love seeing that if you're playing Randomizer? jkoper doesn't like seeing that. He's out of here.
I don't blame him.
This time we can burn the bush where second quest 7 is, and we find...
And there's 2.
2. Yep, this is 2 with the more purplish palette. So, these 2 items, though, could be anywhere. And again, right now, the early indication is hearts are not in the shuffle. Just the coast heart would be in the shuffle. That's early indication. jkoper also finding the location of level 9, so he'll be all set to go once he has the Triforces out of 4 and 7. We now know it is 7 because 8 is not required. It's 7 that's required because remember, when you have second quest, you switch 7 and 8.
Yeah, 2 and 3, 4 and 5, and 7 and 8 are all swip-swapped.
Well, look at this. Double burn bushes. Vanilla level 8's location is also active. That was not the case for either last time, but that one just has a potion shop, so back to level 2 for Crystal Saver.
And he very nicely pirouettes that door open. Wizrobes in 2.
Yep, more Wizrobes. Uncle Wizzy's clubhouse, as we like to call it around here. Oh, and Crystal Saver, the rare takedown by a Wizrobe, and I don't care how good you are. When you only have 4 hearts and Wizrobes take 2 or 4 hearts of damage with their beams, depending on the color, it's a tough proposition. So Saver's not even going to bother with that room anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that.
jkoper also in the same level 2 at the moment. So right now, looking at everything, this is about an even race so far, almost 18 minutes in.
Wizrobe's clearly not practicing social distancing.
Yeah, not at all. Hope everybody's staying safe. As Saver just has one more orange Wizrobe left to go. Took him down, so he'll move on to the next room. jkoper with the pancakes, doesn't want to bother with them right now. And we have the magical breakfast room on Saver's side. He doesn't want to play that one. And uh-oh, we've got a blue Goma.
Is this level 2 or level 6?
This is looking like level, I want to get the heck out of here. All right, Saber's going to bomb
like
to the north.
It's looking like enemy sets
They're shuffled for
are
sure.
shuffled. But the enemies within the sets are not.
All right, with the heart on the floor, I'm really getting the vibe. Look at that strike, getting the wall shot for Crystal Saber, and he is rewarded with the wand. That's all. He's done with level 2.
Yeah.
Saver will pick up the Triforce again. He'll stay at 6 Triforce pieces because you have to get the unique Triforces in order to light it up on the board.
Yeah, not necessary, but it's a nice health refill.
Yep, absolutely.
He's able to leave the dungeon with full hearts rather than upping and dropping to 3.
Correct.
And we don't have permanent sword beam this seed either.
Yep, I was just about to make that comment there, Dracia. This time, we're not so lucky with the sword beams. We are on our own.
Overall, proving to be more difficult seed combat-wise, with no sword upgrades, with no boomstick, sword beam.
No jewelry at this point. Yes, indeed, we are dealing with mixed quest dungeons here in game number 2. That wasn't the case in game number 1, but we have first quest 1 through 6, second quest 7 through 9. As you can see, level 7 is required. jkoper getting his heart container up to 7 hearts. He finds the Triforce. He's not too far away from the wand, which requires a bombing of a troll handler.
And Saver goes into level 6.
Yeah, he was hoping this would be level 4, but we know that's not the case.
Yes, and with our lovely troll staircase.
Yep, and he's about to enter it right now with 8 bombs and no keys to his name. Saver not even going to bother picking up the ferry. Saver, of course, will take because he's got no keys. And he's going to see it's going to take him to not the best spot in the world. By the way, it was a 1... No. You know what that means? Second quest pushes are on. Because that's a second quest push block room where the broken triple bar is. That means second quest push blocks are on.
Yes, indeed, they are.
Because there are one-way staircases that we're going to see in 7, 8, and 9. But you don't see them in First Quest 6. So we now know second quest push blocks are on.
And Saber's going to check the hook of the tail here. See if maybe there's something worth grabbing.
And is out of level 2. Unfortunately, I didn't see if he got the one from Manhandler or not. I mean, if he missed it, that's not going to be much of a harm to him. As we see, by the way, vanilla hint prices. I think there are no hints at all because our townspeople are saying nothing. So I think there are no hints at all, period.
Saver, you don't have the power bracelet.
Nope, so can't push. And yeah, he didn't get the wand. Jkoper didn't. But again, I mean, yes, it could give him extra combat. But again, you know, the hindrance of the wand with the flames that shoot out. I mean, to each their own, I guess. But Jkoper not really losing much by not getting that second item in 2.
Certainly not. It is nice to have the white sword damage from the wand itself. However, the fire can make it more of a hindrance than a help.
Right. Now, I believe this is going to... Ooh, look at the price of the bomb upgrade. This time, it's only 81 rupees, so we could get anywhere between 2 and 6 extra bombs if we have enough. You know what this means? There is the potential. It's a small chance, mind you. There is the potential a runner could have as many as 24 bombs.
Yeah, we have seen that in a couple of races so far.
Yeah, this is going to be first quest 5. We had already seen us. Oh, look at where the compass is. I mean, not that it really matters much because we don't need the Triforce out of 5. But we may need its contents out of here. It's hard to say at this point. Too early to tell.
Yeah, and with 5 typically being pretty key generous, it's generally worth digging anyway.
Saber finds a staircase, but I believe that might have been the transport. But no, he's going to take the compass first. Again, we know he doesn't need it, but he could get a refill out of this. Now he's going to take the staircase. It is the transport staircase, so next staircase he finds will indeed be our item.
And Koper found a 140 rupee big secret, which is, what, only 10 shy of maximum?
Max. That is what I like to call LOZ approved, or laws approved there. A good catch there, because I actually missed it.
Oh, I missed it too, chat. Thank you for that one.
Yeah. So we've had 2 seeds where the large secret has been laws approved. That's not supposed to happen. Not when I'm doing commentary.
This is not a nice room to find a Gliok.
No, and Crystal Saver getting a fireball to the face, so back to start he goes.
I love the angry mouse shaking.
Definitely. Now Jkoper, he's in the same level 5, and yeah, with no bombs to his name, he'll be able to...
But he's got the money for that upgrade.
Yeah, easily be able to afford that upgrade. You are right.
If he finds it.
Yeah, if he finds it. A good point, because he's taken the staircase that Saver took, and Saver's now out of level 5, so he may come back later if he needs to. Saver going to burn this bush and find a door repair penalty, which is going to bankrupt him. Jkoper, though, just next to the room where that bomb upgrade is, and he's going to find it right about now. He's got plenty of cash, and look at this. We have the potential, folks, of a 24 bomb contestant, because that is the maximum upgrade of 6.
That is maximum upgrade for almost mid.
Wow, I will take that every day of the week and 3 times on Easter Sunday. Crystal Saver back into the... No, he's in level 8 second quest now.
There may not be Boomstick in this seed, but you've got the potential for 24 bombs for less than the price of the book.
Yep, we'll take that. Yeah, this is going to be a very difficult level 8 here because it is a Wizrobe set, go figure, because the game knows. And we have bubbles, which makes combat that much more difficult. Yeah, having those bombs really come in handy in a room like this. Saber locking the room. That's a smart move there. Take down a Wizrobe. Yep, just locking the room again, so in case he takes a death, doesn't have to do the whole room over again. And the good news is, once you clear this room, as long as you stay in the dungeon, you won't have to fight these Wizards again, because the bubbles lock it in place.
Yep, because they will still count as enemies in the room. I believe spike traps do the same thing.
You are correct.
BMOS sadly do not.
Yep, that is unfortunate. Disappointing.
Oh yeah.
Hate to see it.
Especially in vanilla runs in level 8, the Blue Lagoons.
Yeah, level 8 can definitely put a damper into the hopes of speedrunners of this Zelda game. So, yeah, in any event, back to the race at hand. jkoper still here in level 5. And boy, have we seen a lot of Wizrobes here in this game. This has been nuts.
Yeah, this is an oops all Wizrobe seed.
It's like when I play CV2 Randomizer. Whoops, all graveyard enemies. Well, it's the same situation here. Nothing but Uncle Wizzy's clubhouse here in Zelda Randomizer tonight. Nice use of the bomb there from jkoper. Going to get a couple hearts back. So we're doing a good job here in second quest 8. Took down that difficult Wizrobe room. Is able to bomb to the north. But eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which staircase is it going to be?
Could be this one.
Nah, that'd be too easy.
Oh, that is a nasty room for Wizrobes and bubbles.
And in this room, by the way, that is technically a one-way room because the only way you can get back is by pushing that block. It's impossible. It's just like 2Q9, that vertical shoot room.
And we've got our lovely red and blue. And the bubble curse. The bubble curse is completely random this time, so it could be swordless, but it could also be reverse controls or slow motion.
Yep. And unfortunately, getting blue Wizrobe beam to the face is not Crystal Saber's idea of fun.
Definitely not. And so the red bubble curse is definitely not slow motion.
So it could be reverse controls, or it could be permanent loss of the sword. Of course, if it was swordless, permanent loss of sword would be the best curse because you don't have a sword.
It looks like it's reverse controls based on the fact that Saber's still swinging.
Yep. Inverted controls.
jkoper making nice work.
He's
Fancy footwork around all of those, all the creepypasta over there with the with the meatballs too.
He got out of there. That was some very fancy footwork there from jkoper. Well played. There's a key which is going to be rewarded with, so he's up to 2 keys now. And Saber finding staircase number 68H of this level 8.
That's in hexadecimal, right?
Yes. Something like that. And Saber's already been here, so he's going to take the staircase again and go back to from whence he came. jkoper, meanwhile, finding a room that could have our staircase at it. We never saw it in level 5. So he's going to give it a shot. And Saber, well...
this room.
Yeah, that room. This is going to be our item here. jkoper has just found it. What do we have? A heart container.
And technically we still don't know, because that could be the coast heart. We still don't know about Heart Shuffle yet.
Yep, it's looking pretty likely it's not on, but yeah, we're not 100% on that.
Yeah, that's one of those flags where you don't know until you know.
Yep. And nice job there, taking down the Wizrobes there in this dreaded bubble room, and Saber reverses the curse by getting hit by the blue bubble. And look at this, out of the frying pan and into the fire, we've got a Goma, and no bow and arrow to take it down. We do have the map here in level 8, and you're going to see just how gnarly this map is for those of you who've never seen 2Q8. There you go.
It's an angry, angry, angry level.
By the way, another thing that's on in second quest are walkthrough walls. You just saw Crystal Saber go through that wall right there, and he may do it again here. He does. Look, more Wizrobes, because a few rooms wasn't enough for you. jkoper, meanwhile, in Death Mountain, there is one of the take any spots that would normally be. There's normally a cave on top there, so you can also get to the take any spot by bombing there. But jkoper going to check Spectacle Rock in that vicinity, it looks like, and finds a useless quote-unquote hint shop. Saver trying to do his best to clear this room because he knows there's a drop. Meanwhile, jkoper, finding another Take Any cave, is now up to 10 hearts, so he has a 10% chance of increasing his bomb fodder by 2. Remember, that one was
which, at this rate, could very likely be the case.
Nice clear of the room for Crystal Saver, but he doesn't get rewarded.
We've got Oops All Wizrobes and we've got Oops All Gomas.
Yeah, exactly. This has not been a fun level 8. That's for sure, as Saver has not found any of the 3 items. There's going to be one on the floor, which may or may not require a full clear of the room, and then 2 behind one of the 273 million staircases here in level 8. And Saver is weighing his options. Hey, he's had enough.
Yeah, he's key blocked out of anywhere else.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he never comes back there. I think at this point he's open hole level 9. Please don't let it be Ganon required.
Yeah, 8 is definitely to second quest what 7 is to first quest. It's no wonder the Triforce is in the same spot.
Yeah, and level 7 ain't no picnic either. It's just as deadly. It is not quite as deadly as second quest level 8, but it's still pretty miserable.
I think the saving grace of level 7 is the fact that there are no walkthrough walls.
Yeah, that's the only saving grace. Right you are on that. jkoper finds a casino, and he wants no more part of that. Can't blame him.
He has no reason.
Oh, he doesn't have a reason. You're right about that, Dracia. And now Crystal Saver finds that he can't push that gravestone. He may be able to push this one on the left side. And yes, he does. And he finds just a potion shop. We're going to do a screen scroll back to Eastern Hyrule as Crystal Saver goes back to start in the desert. jkoper back into level 1. Now, to be fair, we didn't find everything in level 1. We found the heart container, we found the wooden boomerang, but we didn't find the staircase item, which we believe was blocked by the Dig Dogger or keys. jkoper now has keys.
And he's got a nice little bomb refill in those Tridongos.
Yeah, he'll get a really nice bomb refill because, again, his current maximum capacity is 16 bombs. Now, this could be a push. No, it's not. Or could it be? Again, it's been a while since I have studied second quest room mechanics, but I don't know if you can have a map and a push block in the same room. I know there are some rooms where you can have both. I don't know if this is one of them.
I believe if there's an item already on the floor, then you can have the push block, but if there is an item drop, then you can't have the push block.
That's correct. That is correct. Yep, you were 100% correct there, as Saver finds another medium secret for 31 rupees.
And if that doesn't have our staircase, then we are recorder blocked. Woo! That level 1 item is definitely recorder blocked.
Yep, we've erased all the possibilities. You are 100% correct. Yep, that is a full clear of level 1. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want that item out of level 1, you must get the recorder.
Yeah, he did. At least he got the key back that he spent.
Yep, but this is one of those battles of attrition, folks. You're going to have to earn this one tonight for game number 2, as Crystal Saver continues to explore Death Mountain, but not finding anything of value. jkoper right behind. They're giving each other a high five. jkoper, well, how slippery is Sprite? Well, Saver, not even a boomerang can grab the fairy, evidently.
Yeah.
jkoper weighing his options, but not opting to buy a key or the cheap betas. Yep, there it is. The hotspot has a hot large secret at 140 rupees.
As we are making our way to the very, very northwest.
Yep, you'll check the second quest level 9 spot to see if there is a bomb hole there. Another potion
I
shop.
don't believe there was one, however, don't quote me on it.
No, I don't remember if there was one either. And money-making game, Saver will pass on that.
And this is starting to look more and more like a
You were right. There
potential.
is no bomb hole.
This is looking more and more like a potential chain reaction seed, with the item in one completely dig dogger blocked. I mean, granted, yes, they already have the Triforces out of 1 and 8, but
I'm starting to get the suspicion that levels 4 and 7 are blocked by some means, whether it's the power bracelet or the recorder, or both.
yeah, I mean, we could have
Raft too.
a recorder leading the way to the raft, leading the way to the power bracelet.
Now that would be the ultimate chain reaction seed, where one item leads to another. I would want to see something like that.
And then the next one would lead to the bow, which would lead to be an ultimate chain reaction, which may or may not happen. More will be revealed.
Saver thought about purchasing those bombs for 21 rupees, but he's going to hold on to his 212. No, he may change his mind. No, he's going to screen scroll. No, he's not going to screen scroll. He's just going to use the ladder.
Wonder if he's pinching his pennies for a potential blue ring. No, he's buying a key.
And that's not a bad purchase, considering the key starvation that both of these runners have faced so far. He's going to buy another one, too.
I don't blame him for that.
I don't either. Keys have been scarce. Money is not as tight as last time, but again, the distribution seems to lead us to believe, again, it's second quest distribution.
Indeed, as Koper heads through level 3, which Saver was key blocked out of 3.
And jkoper has just a mere 1 key, so yeah, you're right about that. So we'll see if jkoper is able to make additional progress that Saver was not able to. I mean, we found, the heart container is obviously there, but there's also a staircase item. What it is, we have no idea.
The desert room palette in a non-desert room is always fun to see.
Yeah, I love seeing the desert-colored tiles like that. Yeah, you're right about that. That's a pretty cool look. Now, Saver built up the 10 count nicely and forced the bomb from those red Octoroks. And Saver finds the bombs plus the white sword variety, so now he's got maximum 10 bombs capacity.
And Koper is at 11 hearts now.
So right now he stands at a 20% chance of picking up the second bombs plus. Once again, I say 20%.
And we've got a corridor staircase in 3 because Koper was not able to bomb left. And
you're right about that.
In levels 1 through 3, if there is a bomb wall, or if there is a potentially bombable wall, it will be bombable unless something is in the way, like an old man or a corridor staircase or Zelda's room.
Yeah, that is for sure. Now, if jkoper gets that 12th heart, that percentage jumps dramatically from 20% to 80%. Now, why I say that is because, first of all, there's a 50-50 chance that the heart requirements aren't shuffled to begin with. And second of all, if they are shuffled, then it's a 3 and 5 chance. So take 5 and 3, it's 8 out of 10 chance.
That makes sense.
Meanwhile, jkoper, I believe this is this was level 6, the one with that nasty troll staircase.
And Saver is making much better work of that Gleeok this time.
He's doing some nice dodging here, but still a lot of hit points are needed, provided that the HP isn't shuffled on bosses. It would be 10 hits for the first head, 6 for the second. He needs to be very careful, because every time you get hit by a fireball, it's 1 heart you're losing. And jkoper, unfortunately, not finding anything in 6, it's the same scenario. We're bow blocked.
We are bow blocked out of 6.
We're blocked out of everything. I mean, we're playing blockbusters all of a sudden. We're being blocked by everything. Nobody's winning the 5,000 rupees from the gold run bonus round. It ain't happening.
Oh, wow. Saver getting a fairy for his troubles from that Gleeok. Walks up to a Goma.
Indeed, and another Gleeok for Crystal Saver to contend with. Well, isn't this just lovely? jkoper's now in level 2. Back in level 2. Yeah, he's still looking for that item that he never found, which again is going to be the wand, which might be a nice offensive upgrade for him, but it's no progression.
Cobra is back into...
Yep, he's back in 2. Saver finds bombs, but he was already at the maximum of 10, so unfortunately that Gleeok room ended up being a bust.
Speaking of bombs...
Yeah, more Wizrobes to contend with. That's already at least 3 Wizrobe dungeons. Now, the rule of thumb is there has to be at least 2 dungeons with an enemy set. At least 2 Wizrobe dungeons, at least 2 Guerrilla dungeons, at least 2 Darknut dungeons. But it feels like it's like 7 Wizrobe dungeons.
Is there a maximum?
5.
Okay.
There could be 5 of one enemy set.
And it's possible for an enemy to be in multiple sets, correct? Like Pole's Voice or Keys.
Pole's Voice can be what's known as the communal enemy. They can appear in all kinds of dungeons. You know, like Souls, Keys.
Gotcha. Can other enemies be shuffled to be that communal enemy?
Yeah, it can. It can be any enemy that can be considered a communal enemy. Like I said, Pole's Voices I think is one.
Okay.
Souls is one. Keys is another. I don't know about fires, and I don't know about any other enemies. So, but yeah, there are some enemies that are considered communal enemies.
Okay, so you can't have Wizrobes in every set the way that Keys could be.
No.
That would be a very, very, very terrifying. Don't get any ideas, Jiggly.
Right. It might be too late. Fred might be already, for all we know. Saver doing a good job with these Gleeok fights here, and another nice kill, but again, no reward. And again, jkoper coming out of level 2 empty-handed. He did not get the wand. And again, the progression is... I'm starting to think it's 2Q8. I'm really getting that vibe. I don't know about you, Dracia.
Yeah, I mean, the dungeons that we found, we've either found the items or
We're blocked.
we have been blocked, yes.
Correct.
So it's
I mean,
finding that workaround or finding that magic dungeon.
I'm starting to think it's 2Q8. I'm really getting that sickening feeling. And you know what? jkoper's going to purchase the bait. You never know if bait's going to be required. But you know, if I was playing this seed, well, number one, if I was playing this seed, I'd have white flagged it by now. But number two, I would consider the blue ring purchase.
Yeah. Although with 2Q7 and 8, I mean, they are extremely linear in their path, and so a bait block is more than likely going to be required.
Yeah, because there's 2 shots at it. Yeah, you may be right about that. So, anyways, here's the fight of the Land Molas. I could talk. Land Molas, that was a good kill there from Crystal Saber. Now jkoper is in that dreaded 2Q8.
He is significantly better equipped than Saber was, though. More
Yes,
bomb
sir.
capacity and is not key blocked.
True. But only having 2 keys here, that's still not really a good feeling. So now Saber has found the item room here, which again was a heart container, which we think could potentially be the coast heart if Heart Shuffle's not on. jkoper is going to find this silly transport staircase that's going to take him to the shoot room, which you would see in level 9 for second quest. Saber only has 2 hearts left. Any bob from a blue Wizrobe, he is done. So he's got to be careful here. Saber not going to lock the room in place, so if he buys a Wizrobe Beam or a body shot, he doesn't. Nicely played there from Crystal Saber. And there's a heart container, so he's going to be up to 8 hearts. jkoper, though, in trouble, down to his last heart. Any bop from a Wizrobe, he's out.
Speak it into existence, Loss.
Tough break there for jkoper, so back to start he goes. And right now, you're looking at 2 of the best Zelda Randomizer runners in the world, but they look absolutely confounded at the moment.
Yeah, there's very little of the overworld, if any, that has been unexplored, and they're digging as deeply as they can into these dungeons.
They're getting absolutely, positively no help from what the items have been distributed. Now Crystal Saber is back into 2Q8. I'm telling you, this is the solution, is jkoper, unfortunately, taking another death. Back to start he goes.
Yeah, those inverse controls are definitely going to do it to a person.
Yeah, that's for sure. As Saber is continuing to use his famous pause strats to try and once again clear this nasty breakfast room, this magical breakfast room. No pancakes, just Wizrobes. Yeah, that's the problem for jkoper. He's got no keys, and that's making Crystal Saber's key purchase look that more tantalizingly good as we find our potion shop prices. I can talk.
It is definitely a Coke seed.
That is expensive. Yeah, definitely a Coke seed. A cheap 57 rupees. That's a nice price for the Coke. So yeah, Coke all the way.
57. That's not Coke. That's ketchup.
Oh, Heinz. Yeah. Good one there, Dracia. Good one. Well played.
Clearly, we have Sans selling the potions there.
So if the red is ketchup, is the blue like grape jelly or blueberry jam or something?
I mean, remember in the early 2000s, Shrek themed everything, including blue or including green ketchup.
I remember that, and I never had it. And I was too hesitant to try because it sounded like something I wouldn't really enjoy, but I do remember that, yes. Go figure. Crystal Saber, the last enemy, drops a clock in a Wizrobe room, as I always like to say. I don't always get the clock, but when I do, it's after I've killed the last Wizrobe in a room. Stay fighting, my friends. Saber finds a diamond staircase here. He's going to try to clip through without getting tumbled backwards. That's a tough proposition, but Saber did it. Let's see what he gets. An item. Hello! Oh, that is huge. We've seen all of these Gomas. That may be one of the golden tickets for Crystal Saver. He does not have any arrows.
A huge sigh of relief.
Well, I'll
But
bet
yes,
so.
the expensive arrows.
He's only 20
He's gonna have
away.
to farm for some rupees.
Yeah, that could be what opens up this seed tremendously because of all the Goma blocks we saw in level 6, which, you know, could have Recorder, could have Raft. You just never know at this point.
Jkoper gets that bow himself.
So he's still in this. Right now, I definitely say this is neck and neck between our two runners.
Oh, yes. It is anybody's race. Jkoper is contemplating, what the heck do I do right now?
Yeah, jkoper, does he want to press his luck or pass? I guess he's going to press his luck into Q8.
Oh, he may have been,
Wow. So jkoper didn't grab the bow before he up and ate. I am kind of confounded as to why he would do that.
He was contemplating retrying for arrow purchase.
He's going back, and he'll pick it up this time. Yeah, he may have been contemplating an arrow purchase, then going back for it. I mean, I can understand that, but grab the bow first. I mean, you gotta grab the bow. You're gonna have to grab it sooner or later. So Crystal Saver gonna have to take down these two blue Wizros in order to get through that shutter door.
Oh, and Cobra gets cornered by the Wizzies.
Yeah, Uncle Wizzy not playing nice. They're pretty upset. He's like, hey, why are you raiding our room a second time? You should have grabbed the bow while we have a chance. Now we're going to zap you. Nice kill there by Crystal Saver.
And that is our bait block. Not blocking anything.
Quote-unquote bait block, Dracia. It's not required.
And of course it's a Wizrobe that's doing it.
Yeah. All right, so there's a staircase for Saver. Let's see what we have here. That's a transport. jkoper also taking a transport as well. Let's see where it takes him to. All right, the left side of level 8. And he's rudely greeted by more Wizros and Bubbles. Oh, speaking of rude bubbles, 8. Count them, 8 red bubbles. Ah, ah, ah. Ooh, and speaking of rude greetings, jkoper beamed again. Saver, oh, he's getting chased. Can he get through those 2 red bubbles? He does. Very nice. Oh, wouldn't you know it? Troll Handler guarding a potential push block. He's trying to get the strike. Let's see if he can get that bullseye. He's going for it, but he's way light. Tough shot there for Saver. Let's see if he can get it on the second try. Pick up that spare. Nope. Troll Handler doing his best Troll Handler here in level 8. Oh! So now one more. Saver gonna try the natural kill maybe. He's only got 2 bombs left. And he's doing pause strats, man. Saver with all the nifty moves here. Let's see what his idea is. 1 strats. Oh, that's a great idea. Saver, quick thinking there. Just needs 1 more hit.
Yeah, the hitbox of that one is ridiculous.
Right,
you saw he wasn't even facing the manhandler and still got the hit. Got
and
some bombs back.
Bomb, but guess what? It's a red herring. Go figure.
Troll Handler doing what Troll Handler does best.
Yeah, because the game knows. That was still an impressive kill nonetheless, though.
Oh, very much so.
Alright, so Saver, the other bomb upgrade, and Saver can afford it. Let's see if he makes that purchase. He does. He'll be glad he did. So now he, too, has 16 bombs max. The only bad news is now he doesn't have money to purchase wood arrows.
Win some, lose some.
Which, you know, might not be the end of the world. I mean, we could find silver arrows here. We could find a recorder. You never know. Oh! Could this be a Is this going to be the ultimate chain reaction scene? Is this where our second item is? There's always a chance.
This is
crazy.
Yeah.
This is absolutely crazy. This is the beauty of random percent. You can have a 30-minute seed followed it up with a 2.5-hour seed. Remember, these are 2 of the best in the world, folks. Please keep that in mind. More Wizrobes! What you wouldn't give for a magical shield right now, huh?
Blue robes in a Chevy room.
And Crystal Saver's trapped. Oh,
Yep.
There was no escaping. There was no escape from those blue wizards. That I don't care who you are. There was no chance for Crystal Saber. Now what is he going to do? He's going to try again.
The contemplation is real.
Yeah, this has not been a pleasant seed for either one of these runners. Again, Crystal Saber. I think he's died more times in this seed than I think I've ever seen him die in his entire Zelda career. That's how trolly this seed has been, folks. I'm telling you.
Oh, this is unforgiving.
And the same could be said about jkoper, who is also one of the best in business with combat. I mean, you're never going to see these runners take as many spins to the ground as they have had so far. It's just been that kind of seed.
It really has.
Yeah, Adirondack Rick making a good point. I think the reason Crystal Saber feels he might be pot committed is if he leaves, he'd have to do that Wizrobe room all over again.
That would not be a fun room to have to do again.
jkoper has beams, so he may stand a fighting chance against these Wizrobes. So let's see. Ooh, nice. So he gets a nickel out of that. jkoper sees the quote-unquote bait block. He's going to give it to him to just please the Wizrobe there. Might as well.
Frees up that inventory spot too, makes select swapping a little bit faster.
Yeah, because we know we're not going to need a second one. Now, had it been full-blown second quest dungeons, there might have been the opportunity for a second bait block. And unfortunately, jkoper getting trapped by the red bubbles and not fun. Saber's back in another transport staircase here in Second Quest 8. And now they're giving each other high fives. Again, we've seen that a lot so far.
I wonder if Cobra was hoping that by making an offering to that Wizrobe, he would appease the rest and they would treat him nicer.
No such luck, though. Wizrobes don't care. They are heartless. They are heartless demons. Well, that staircase that jkoper took us to this room, so it's not required. At least that one ain't. jkoper's about to find that Chevy room, though. That nasty Chevy room that Saber was in. Saber's almost in that same room as well. And here is that nasty Chevy room. And these blue Wizrobes, they're like a rock. Well, here's a diamond staircase. Maybe this is the ticket. You never know. We're going to find out in a moment.
And we got another breakfast room.
Yep, another breakfast room. We've seen a lot of those in this seed so far.
And moment of truth.
Nope,
another transport.
Another transport. And jkoper's not going to take it because he knows it could be a one-way.
Yeah, all of that progress for...
There's another staircase. Let's see if this is the one that gives us our second item. And if jkoper finds it, you know he's gonna to bolt, head out of Dodge. Saber's taking it. Well, guess what? It's a troll staircase. It's a troll staircase, just like in level 6. It takes us one room. If that doesn't say game knows, I don't know what does.
Oh, dear goddess. I was predicting that, but did not want to speak it into existence. 35 rooms of stairways to hell is definitely taking its toll on both of these runners. That's right. It's all coming back to me. This was the nickname I gave Second Quest Level 8. It was 35 rooms of stairways to hell. You are not kidding about that.
Yeah, especially when you have Wizrobe set. I mean, if you had the normal Guerilla set that you have in the real game, this wouldn't be so bad. But, oh, man, and Spike Trap's getting jkoper here. You kind of wonder how much more abuse can these runners take.
Good question.
And that's all for this level 8. So these runners are hoping that second staircase item is a dud. We know darn well it's not going to be.
And they both are in dire straits looking for some money for arrows.
Yep, they're looking for cash to buy arrows, which, you know, could be, you know, the ticket for level 6. You never know. But again, if we believe the distribution's what we believe it to be, we believe there's only the one large secret, and both runners have captured it already. Saver going to check. Nope. He knows he's got to get 10 to 14 hearts to pick it up. And jkoper doing the right thing. He's farming off an enemy that does drop rupees. These levers. This is great strategy here from jkoper. I like it.
Yeah, and they're 2 rooms away from to start, and easy to kill, easy to up A.
Yep, they only take 2 hits with the wood sword, and they could drop blue rupees. So it's a great strategy from jkoper. Crystal Saver heading for vanilla level 5. Hey, doing it the natural way. You love to see that.
Well, sometimes you just have to see what's up.
Yep, that was a bonus cave. Saver now up to 9 hearts. jkoper continuing his farming to buy those wooden arrows. 38 rupees is what jkoper currently has, and I guess that's going to be all for the moment.
Maybe changing it up to Guinea Farm?
He might be changing it up to Guinea farming, you know, which would be faster, and you know, I do believe they're also in the money dropping group. So if he could spawn a lot of Guineas quicker, I mean, it's a better play, it's a faster play. So I see where jkoper's going with that. I mean, it's nice to get maybe a few rupees, but if you're trying to get 90 rupees, your options are either play money-making game and hope you get lucky, or you have to farm off of something. Guinea farming is the best way to go. But that doesn't look like that's what jkoper's doing now.
I think he's doing a little bit more exploration, checking spots that he can check but hasn't checked.
Now, Saver has currently 27 rupees. Blue levers are not in the money dropping group, and it looks like jkoper. I guess jkoper wanted to do a little bit of exploration and then do some more farming. He wanted to check the second quest ladder spots, but they both proved to be busts.
Indeed, they did.
Yeah, that's the reason why jkoper did what he did there. So. jkoper, the way this is shaping up to be, you know, unless Saver finds more secrets, jkoper's going to be the first one to purchase wood arrows, and if that's the case, you got to give him the lead. Potentially. I say that because, for all we know, the Goma blocks and all that in level 6, they could all be busts.
That is true.
Now Saver playing the casino. Hey, we finally have a winner! Saver picked up 20 rupees. I've never seen Crystal Saver play money-making game before, and unfortunately, just like real casinos, hey, there's a 50.
There it is.
There's a jackpot for Saver. He's going to save his progress so he doesn't lose his rupees. He got the jackpot. That's what we'd like to see. And I can understand why jkoper doesn't want to play money-making game. Now Saver going to borrow the same stress that jkoper did. He's going to farm the rest of the money on these levers.
Very good strategy being employed by both runners.
Well, you just love to see the gaming between these two. They are doing a great job dealing with what they've been dealt in this seed. Saver 17 rupees away, jkoper 27 rupees away from having enough cash. Saver opting for wand strats, whereas jkoper, remember, doesn't have the wand out of level 2. So Saver should get the arrow fodder money first before jkoper, but jkoper won't be too terribly far behind.
This is just... This is unprecedented.
I
That
agree. I
the
agree.
lead in this race is down to rupee farming.
Yeah.
And the
I
fact that they are still so close to each other.
Now, I have seen seeds before where one racer has had to farm for money kind of like this before, to typically to buy a key. This is the first time in all the commentary I've done commentary for almost 4 years, Dracia. This is the first time I've seen both runners do money farming at the same time. As Saver now has 100 rupees. He's got enough cash to buy the arrows.
Saber's making a beeline for them.
First, he wants to fill up his health at the fairy fountain. Yeah, and then save his progress. So, if bad things happen, he can always retry, get his health back. So, that's a solid strat, if anything. jkoper only 7 rupees away from getting his arrows. So, he's just going to get the rest of the money through exploration. There's a nickel. 2 more rupees he needs. That was a forced 5 rupee there, because orange Tektites are not in the money dropping group. The blue ones are. jkoper sees, whoops, I need a couple more pennies to purchase those wood arrows. But Saver, going to be the first to purchase the wood arrows. jkoper won't be too far behind, provided he gets some help from these enemies. But so far, no dice. And jkoper must have forgot the price, and the price, unfortunately, wasn't right for jkoper.
Indeed, it was not.
Now Saver back into 8. He's going back. He's gonna play. There's 1 rupee for jkoper. He needs 1 more now. Alright, so jkoper still trying to find that missing rupee. He's hoping to get lucky with these moblins, but moblins aren't being bros. Still 1 rupee short as Saver back into level 8. This decision right here between Crystal Saver and jkoper could tell the tale of the tape potentially. There's a nickel from jkoper, so now he has enough. Provided he can get there before it disappears, he's got it. Saver thinking that the bow might be required to take down a Goma that could lead to progression here in 8.
We've seen multiple Gomas here in 8, and we've another dungeon where we saw a couple. And we've got the Dig Dogger block in 1.
We have a divergence of paths here because jkoper opting to save, not going to 8. I think he's heading for 6.
It's a smaller dungeon and a much less frustrating one. However, Saver does have a lot of level 8 already covered.
True, so he must feel he is pot committed to finish off the rest of this 8, which you certainly can't fault Saver for this decision. Well, if he was still on inverted controls, he isn't anymore, because by filling up the fairy fountain, that is one of the 5 ways you can reverse a red bubble curse. The other ones are a blue bubble, drinking a potion, grabbing a Triforce, and I think the other one is like a save and quit or something like that. I'm always confused by the 5th one.
Yeah, fairy fountain, blue bubble, save and quit, Triforce, or potion.
Yeah, that's it. So jkoper indeed is back to level 6, and he'll find that Goma, and he's hoping it's going to lead to the progression that could give him the lead here in this game. Look at that, a whole bunch of blue bubbles. I thought those rooms were extinct. It seems like we see nothing.
They are trolling Saver, though.
jkoper should not still be on inverted controls, because again, he went to a fairy fountain, which should have reversed the curse. See, here's that Goma, then goes down in 1 hit, so the HP not randomized on him. no! Oh no! A key block, so now he needs keys again. Oh, you hate to see it, folks. You hate to see it.
Oh, and that Goma was that Goma at the end of the spiral was indeed guarding a push block.
Yep.
I think Saver is building a count there with those keys.
Right. Oh, this is
right
different. That's
into
a
the
one-way.
manhandless.
That's a one-way. That might be required. He may be right. We'll see. There's the Triforce. Again, we don't need it, but I guess Saver could pick it up afterwards if he needs a health boost. Well, here's a staircase with another Goma. Let's see if he's got an item here or not. He does not. That's a transport, and he's saying no. Another staircase. Maybe this is the one that has our item. Does it have it? No. Triforce room, by the way, could have been a staircase. Crystal Saber hasn't checked it yet, but for all we know,
another staircase.
Yeah, it could be a whammy for all we know. Crystal Saber gonna check this staircase. There it is, and
We've got
boom!
the raft.
That could be progression that takes us to levels 4 or 7. That's huge for Crystal Saber. So if that ends up being the case, Saber's got the lead. We'll see, though. Still, you know, not enough to know. jkoper's looking for keys here in level 2.
And I think Saber is gonna grab the Tringle just because it's there, or...
It was a staircase, but Saber's found both of the staircase items, and he has to have the feeling that heart containers are not in the shuffle. So the last item in 8 is a heart container. So Saber is done with 8. He ain't coming back ever again. That's all, folks.
If I were Saber, I would be making a beeline for that East Coast raft spot.
Yeah, he's going to check the East Coast raft spot first, and then he'll check the vanilla level 4 location. Because we've seen double raft requirements, as I like to call it, meaning 2 levels are both guarded by the raft.
And Coper's about to grab his wand out of 2. Or
well,
not. He gets manhandled.
Commentator's curse, it never fails. Well, once again, the second consecutive seed, it's the doc that pays you, and again, it's a small secret. So now he is going to check, I would imagine, vanilla level 4's raft spot. He's hoping that one could lead to progression, but again, we will see in short order. Fill up at the fairy fountain first. jkoper, I would imagine, is going to try the manhandle again or something else, but more importantly, he still has not found an extra key, which again, level 6 could have progression.
And Saber's going to check the west raft spot.
Yep, and jkoper desperately finding any way he can to get some keys here, but it's just... Level 2 is supposed to have a lot of keys. I mean, either he's already grabbed them all, or they're all being Wizrobe blocked, and the latter wouldn't surprise me. Gets the Wizrobes down, just has to take care of the pancakes. Saber checking
Moment of
level
truth.
4. There is a level.
Thank God.
It's 7. It is 7. Raft was required to get to 7. Saber's got the lead now.
It's not often that we see a raft requirement, but that was... wow.
Now, that's the good news. Well, the bad news is, Dark Nut set, I mean, isn't the worst, but you're still looking at 2 hearts of damage, 8 hit points for the blue Dark Nuts. It's still not a pleasant enemy set. It's vanilla.
Indeed
Again,
it is.
A lot of staircases for only 1 item. There's only 1 item here in level 7, plus the heart container. So I'm just going to write it on right now that its heart containers are definitely not in the shuffle.
Yeah, it is.
Because I'm going to tell you, I think we would have saw one by now.
More than likely, yeah.
As jkoper gets his Triforce out of level 2. managed to get the Triforce. I don't even know if he got the wand, though. He did get the wand, right? He did get the wand, which, again, that's combat that's going to help him out, but, again, it's no progression. So, yeah, bad news for jkoper. He's going to have to go back into second quest level 8 eventually, and he may be heading there now. Ganon's room in level 7 here. Interesting. So Ganon has been teleported to another room. Try for the strike. Oh! Leaves the solid 5-pin. It was a good bomb there, but Saber barely missed. I mean, he must have missed by a couple of pixels. Try for the wand strats to get the last pedal off the board here on this manhandler. Gets it, and the force. Nice job. Oh, and, well, this could be a dead end for all we know. We'll find out. Saber does have the wood arrows. One shot is all he needs. And he gets it. Saber must think this is what I like to call a stealth staircase, a one-off dead end that leads to nowhere.
Those are not the fun kind of staircases.
No, they are not, Dracia. Not at all.
This seed is...
Yep,
Whoop.
and another death. This time the Dark Nuts get Crystal Saber, so back to start he goes. jkoper, meanwhile, back into 2Q8, which we know is the correct play, because the bow was required. This is definitely a chain reaction seed. Right now we're seeing it. So the bow led to the raft. The raft led to level 7, and level 7 is probably going to lead to the recorder that leads us to level 4, or the power bracelet.
Or the recorder that leads us to level 1, having the power leads to...
We've already seen level 1, unfortunately.
No, I mean the, with the...
Oh, yes!
Dig Dugger blocked.
That's right, yes. Yes! Now I see what you're thinking, Dracia. I like it. jkoper back here in 2Q8, but Saber bailed on level 7 for the time being. I wonder if he wanted to refill his health before making another shot at it. That's exactly what his idea was. So jkoper takes the staircase. He's looking for the staircase that had the Goma in that reverse C room.
Which he is not terribly far away from.
Ooh, and again, leave your life or your money, and this time it's 34 rupees or 1 heart, and Saber cannot afford the 34 rupees, so he must forfeit a heart. I do believe in the vanilla game, this level 7 has 2 of those mugger rooms.
And no staircase here.
No. So, given that we saw the bait block in 8, I believe we're gonna see another mugger room here in 7 somewhere.
That would be at least a little bit scary.
Yeah, because Saber doesn't have enough cash to pay the toll, so he'd have to fork over another heart container if it ends up being required.
Making very good work out of these Dark Nuts in such a tight spot, though.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed. I mean, the triple bar room, or the jackpot room, as I like to call it, is not a very fun room to be fighting Dark Nuts of any kind in.
We're gonna see what's behind staircase number whatever.
Staircase number 376,245,195.
0.8.
Touche, I like that, Josh, yeah. But unfortunately, that was not the item. That's just going to take him to another part of level 7. Alright, so let's see. Nope, jkoper can't get the strike on Manhandla, nor can he get the spare. This is where Pawstrat's really helped out Crystal Saver. jkoper going to try to do his best to get that kill, and nope, he missed again. There we go, we got the rest of it, but there's that same red herring that we saw on Saver's side. jkoper would love to have that bomb upgrade, but he doesn't have enough cash this time.
This kind of room, it wouldn't be a bad idea to block clip.
No,
With
not
Sabers
at all.
in.
Yeah, you see a room like this in 2Q4 where you have to take on Wizrobes in order to get the raft here. And so this is definitely a push block chance. Where Saver is right now, just has to take down one more blue Dark Nut, but boy, is he being slippery. He does get the last shot on Crystal Saver. We'll check to see if it pushes. It does not. Another red herring. But here's another potential room here with much easier enemies, these orange Dark Nuts.
There we go.
Does it have our item? It does not. jkoper still trying to find the bow, but he's back to where he was in that shoot. This room, well, it's coming up, and he has to clear this room. And he's down to only a
It's
heart
nice to
and a
find the
half.
compass on Saber's side.
Absolutely, because he has to have this Triforce out of level 7. That's why it's flashing. Now, Saver going to check this staircase and finds another transport. Now, I do believe there is a one-way staircase somewhere in here, level 7. That's why Saber's a little hesitant to take it. Right next door to the Triforce. But Saver has no interest in the Triforce right now because he's looking for that item. We have a turnstile room. And Crystal Saver is like, you know, the Triforce might not be such a bad idea. Alright, so do we have to kill anything? Just a few Keys and Zols. That ain't too terrible. Now let's see if Saber decides to take the Triforce or not. He's probably hoping not to get Y-forced at this point because he's still looking for the item which could or may not be required. We'll see. No, this is a solid move. Leaving one enemy in the room, he'll come back for it.
And look, another Goma.
More Gomas! Wow. This is definitely the equivalent of either Red Lobster or Joe's Crab Shack. Oh my goodness gracious, so many Gomas here in this scene. It's crazy. Nice shot there. So, well, here's a potential staircase room, the Goma room with a Manhandla in here. Oh, he gets the wall shot. He gets the strike. Nice job, but once again, no reward.
Another red herring, or a red handla, if you will.
A red handla. Yeah, we need a Manhandla that's the orange color, and like Wizrobes and Marias, etc. Yeah, I like that idea. An orange Manhandla. That's cute. jkoper down to his last half heart and still has 2 wisdoms. Here's the other Mugger room, and it looks like it's required again. So Saver's gonna have to fork over a second heart container. And another...
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So many Gomas. All right. So he needs 3 hits. Gets it on this cycle. Nicely done. This one pushes. Do we have our item in here? No, of course not, because that'd be too easy, Dracia. Next up, we have Gyptos. All right. This is definitely a more palatable enemy set, and with the wand, the flames will act as a candle. That is one benefit to having the wand. If you don't have a candle, you can use it as a long-range candle. We've seen runners put that to their advantage at times. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Does not have too many more rooms to check here. He's going to take down the last of the Gibdo. Looks like his next strategy is go to the shutter door to the right. No, I guess he wanted to see if there was a drop there. It was a nickel.
Which, hey, that's 5 arrows.
Yeah, it's 5 extra arrows. Of course, you know, every arrow counts in a scene like this. Nice clock drop there to finish off this room and find a key. He's got 7. It's getting close to any key range here, that's for sure. jkoper back at this 2Q8. There's the map, and there's your monstrosity of a level 7, folks. Here's another staircase. Maybe this is the one that has our staircase item. There ain't many more rooms left to explore here. Let's take a look. Is it here? Yep. Hello!
Not a bad find at all, however, that means we're gonna have to keep digging.
Yeah, of course he's gonna get the any key when he had 7 keys, because, yeah. Oh, you got 7 keys. Oh, I'm gonna give you all the keys in the world now. So Saver, I guess, is done with level 7. Again, from what we believe hearts are not in the shuffle, so he should get the Triforce and be done with level 7. But yeah, it's starting to look like level 6 is going to have the ticket. That's what it's looking like to me.
6 has got to be the play. I mean, we've it's the only dungeon that we have had access to that we haven't gotten the items out of.
Yep, because again, we can't get the other floor item in level 1 because it's Dig Dogger blocked, or rather the staircase item, I beg your pardon. Level 6 was both Goma blocked and key blocked, and jkoper ended up being key blocked when he went back into level 6. The Saver grabs his Triforce out of level 7, so he is 1 Triforce piece away from being eligible to go into level 9. Now, based on the items that we see here, Dracia, this time I'm starting to lean with Silver Arrows and Red Ring at 9, just based on what we have left.
Yeah, that definitely looks right. I mean, we've got what?
We've got the recorder, we've got the magical boomerang, and the power bracelet.
Yeah, and there's already that 50% chance that Red Ring and Silvers will be 9s. So that means, just like with the magical sword calculation, I can't math that off the top of my head, but there's more than a 50% chance that Silvers will be a 9.
Yeah, because here's the situation. You have the item in 4, you have the item in 6, you have the item in 1, and you have 2 items in 9. And I've already given you the 5 items, so yeah, it's definitely leaning that way that Silvers and Red Ring are 9. jkoper finally clearing that treacherous Wizrobe and Bubbles room. That's going to lead him to progression to get his raft. He's closing in on it. As Saver gets his map for level 6. And so jkoper having to be very careful, gets through that Wizrobe room. There's that Goma.
Yeah, there's definitely not a heart shuffle.
Yeah, no chance. Alright, so Saver, a Gorilla set, which I guess is a sight for sore eyes, considering what we have seen in this season. jkoper finds a key, but unfortunately, Manhandle is saying, "Hi, jkoper. I heard you want a key." Well, you gotta get closer to me, pal. And look at this, Jake. Look at this troll handler just blocking jkoper to the door. Now jkoper trying to... And look at this block again! Doesn't get by, though. Great moves there from jkoper. Now, it's down to his last half a heart, though. It's decision time for jkoper. It's a Crystal Saver. Let's see if this is the one that's got his item. It does, and it is the recorder. That progression's looking pretty darn good, I must say.
And that opens everything.
Yep, because now he could go back to level 1 and find the Dig Dogger, get the item here. And I'm telling you, it's probably going to be the Power Bracelet. And the Power Bracelet's going to lead us to 4. That is my call right now. jkoper again continuing with the half heart strats here. Oh, but gets a very important heart from that Zol, and that is going to be the transport staircase. We're still looking for the raft on jkoper's side. That's not it.
That was another one-way.
He hit the one-way!
Yeah,
Oh, no!
The raft, I believe, was Goma blocked at the very, very end of the spiral.
You hate to see it, folks. You really hate to see it. But that's the nature of 2Q8, ladies and gentlemen. jkoper took a risk, and unfortunately, he paid the price. Saver checking whistle spots. This is one of them. That's not where level 4 is. That's just a magical shield shop with expensive base. So jkoper, we're going to have to go all the way around again. Here's another whistle
something that
spot.
we want to see.
That's not level 4 either. Instead, it's a door repair penalty. That's going to bankrupt Saver. Saver, he gets caught in the whirlwind. That one ended up not being a whistle spot, and that's going to take him back to the coast. That's level 1. What do you know? That's kind of a nice teleport, because that'll get him to the Dig Dogger. So the Dig Dogger right now, if what we believe is true, it's either going to be Power Bracelet or it's going to be Magical Boomerang. Could we see it? Could we possibly see double boomerangs in level 1? Well, stay tuned. More will be revealed. Here it comes. Oh, that's right. The book is still in the shuffle. I forgot about the book. It is the Power Bracelet, so that could be the progression we need.
Saver sticks a fork in the croissant.
Yep, sticks a fork in the croissant, sticks a fork in the boomerang. Yep, that's all, folks. So, now, we just got to find where level 4 is. It could be anywhere. It's definitely either Power Bracelet blocked, or it's going to be Whistle blocked. One or the other. Yeah, I want it to be Power Bracelet blocked. I really want that. But nope, we don't get our wish.
There we go.
Power Bracelet ended up being useless. Ah, you hate to see it. I wanted to see the ultimate chain reaction. jkoper finally gets his raft out of level 8, but his time may just be running out.
Depends on this 4, and it depends on the 9.
Yeah, that is true.
That was very, very weird.
Yeah,
But,
it was indeed.
That was a boss room that those mold orbs were in, so I guess one of those segments just decided to kill the rest of them. Never seen that before.
Master room? Is that a master room? Must
It
be.
was.
I've never seen that before. I didn't think that could be a thing.
Master room with mold orb segments.
Huh. I'll be darned. This seed is bad for any tournament. I'll tell you what, it would be a deterrent for beginners. I'll tell you that much. This seed would be a deterrent for beginners. I'm telling you right now.
Look, even my Schadenfreude is starting to feel bad right now.
Absolutely. Saver, having some problems with this blue Goma. Takes 3 hits with the wood harrow, and Crystal Saver using that cursor. There's a heart container. Saver back up to 9 hearts now. jkoper's got 11. Here's our item, and I'm going to say boomerang. Yep, magical boomerang. Kind of figured it was the magical boomerang, considering what we've already seen.
So we've got like 75% chance that red ring and silvers are in 9 because the only other outstanding item is the book.
Yeah, the book, which again, they started with the book, but it is also somewhere in the shuffle. I have reason to believe, obviously we're not going to track it until we're absolutely certain. I have full reason to believe it's red ring and silver arrows in 9.
And Saver is in Schrodinger's go mode. If Ganon is not required, he can just, say honey I'm home and find the hubby.
Could it happen again? You never know. So here's the situation. I'm going to try to explain it much faster this time. So we're not going to get any hints because, again, the people are saying absolutely nothing. So if the shutter door, if Ganon is required and Link is behind a single shutter door room that doesn't open upon full clearing it, then we know Ganon is going to be required. If Ganon is not required, then Link could be behind, an open door. Still could be behind a shutter door, a locked door, a bomb hole, staircase room. You never know. So here we go. Second quest 9 time.
Which is a much, much gentler level 9 than first quest.
Well, speaking of much gentler, we have a Gorilla set. That's going to make things a lot more smooth. So, here we go. We're looking for silvers, maybe. We're looking for Ganon, maybe. We're looking for Link, of course. And Patra Wayne trying to crash the party on everybody. Level 3, thank you very much. Level 3 has the book then. If our logic is true about silver arrows and red ring being a 9. If that's the case, the book would be a 3. Yep. I forgot we never found the item in level 3. That's kind of intriguing. I thought we would have found it, but it must have been blocked.
Rick is saying that we hear the roar.
Ooh, but we can't be fighting Ganon. There's some jewelry.
There's the red ring.
I have full reason to believe it's going to be silver arrows and 9.
Oh yeah, at this point, that's a 75% chance that silvers are a 9.
Yeah, there's a huge chance that it's a 9. And if that's the case, then the other book would be in 3. So, here's Ganon. But unfortunately, we can't fight the pig because there's no way out. It's nothing but shutter doors. So, maybe the fight will be put on hold. Maybe the fight will be canceled. You never know. So, Saber's either going to be looking for the silver arrows or a path to Link. We're looking for maybe a single shutter door room that doesn't open, or it might be anywhere. So Saber's going to check. That door opens. Let's see where that takes him to. A staircase room. No. Alright,
He's got a dice room, which could be a push block.
Yep. Over here in 7. We know that the magical key is here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Saber's now stuck because and that also is a one-way room. I didn't think. Yes, they are a thing. One-way push rooms like that, walk through walls are a thing, just like in the real game. Yeah, that's the one time you don't want to see a clock is in a Wallmaster room. You hate to see that, but Saber does find the way out, and that's a transport. He's looking for the silver arrows, just in case it's a requirement. We'll find out in due time, though. Over pushing this block. That'll be a transport staircase for him. Saber finds another another staircase, excuse me. And, well, it was a transport anyway, so I was right. Preemptive assumption. You never want to assume, but I was right.
Speak it into existence, Lost.
Yeah. Alright. Not as many transport staircases in second quest level 9 as there is in first quest level 9, because there's 6 sets as opposed to not as many as 6 sets. It's definitely fewer.
Yeah, however, half of them are also one-ways.
Right. You are correct. There are 2 one-way sets of staircases in second quest level 9. You are right. Alright, so if Saber finds another staircase, let's see if this could be his silver arrows. Is it? You bet!
Yes, it is!
Now, Crystal Saber is definitely in go mode, and we can now close the book on the book. It's in level 3.
Close the book on the book. Do you mean that literally?
Yep. And Heart Container was in level 5 for those of you who are playing along. The coastal Heart Container was in 5. Alright, so now we are looking for either Link or maybe a fight with Ganon. Alright, and just Saber, I guess, wants to find the compass or maybe a way to Link's room first. But ladies and gentlemen, for real now, here's Ganon in the minus room. Kind of a difficult room to do battle. Need 15 hits to take down Ganon with the wood sword. A Hyrule driver will only cost Crystal Saber 1 card. He's got the stun lock.
He's got the recorder stun.
Oh, that's brilliant. Look at the moves that Ganon's doing. It's like he's doing the walk like an Egyptian. That's what he's doing. So yeah, you gotta love it here. Crystal Saber pulling all the stops here to take down the beast. You never know. Link could be behind one of those other shutter doors. It's a possibility.
Yeah. That is the only exception to this rule is Ganon's room.
You are correct. And I have lost track of how many hits Crystal Saber has. He's putting on a show, that's for sure. Oh, the recorder tune. It looks like some people have solved the puzzle, and it's actually one I would recognize. The Flintstones.
Ganon is weak to the Flintstones.
Yep. Yabba dabba doo! We've got the Triforce of Power and some crispy bacon. So Crystal Saver now looking for Link. Not there.
So you might say that Ganon is yabba dabba.
Right. All right. Is Link here? No. So Link ended up not being behind the shutter doors next to Ganon. So now if we see a shutter door that automatically opens, that is going to be our golden ticket. And there's still enemies, of course. If there's no enemies or there's bubbles, then there's no guarantees. So we're still looking for Link. jkoper still looking for the Triforce. Has the Triforce actually out of level 7. He is looking for the item, which we know is the magical key. Not going to be progression for jkoper. I mean, obviously, with his key troubles, he'd love to see that magical key, but time running out for jkoper here in this round of 32 match. Saver doesn't like what he sees on the east side, so he's probably going to check the west side now.
Not the bad play to make.
Yeah, definitely not a bad play to make here. And more turnstile fun here in Second Quest Level 9, which is what you typically see in the real game, of course. And more wall masters.
We've had a handful of these.
Where's that clock? I know it likes to come up. Not this time, though. Alright, so Saver still looking for Link. He has taken down Ganon. There's a shutter door, but it doesn't open. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean Link is not there, but he will not be there if Ganon was required. Oh, in a horizontal shoot room, he's definitely not there. Instead, it's
oh, shoot, that is not a place where you want to fight a Patra.
No, sir. But there is a walkthrough hole, so Drossi is out of there, and we've got some keys. Saver has 16 bombs. He's going to try to bomb to the south. There is a bomb hole. Let's take a look what we have here. Nothing. Another turnstile room here in 9. So Saver going to bomb to the south. There is a bomb hole. Still haven't found Link yet. Bomb hole unsuccessful this time, so Saver will go back the way he came. jkoper finds the staircase here. That's a transport. And there it is! Get your GGs out for Crystal Saver. Ganon was not required.
Well, we had a sub 2 hour.
Yep. Wow. Talk about a seed. But Crystal Saver wins game number 2 and the match, and he will be moving on to the round of 16 in the winner's bracket.
And we get an immediate forfeit from jkoper, which I do not blame him at all.
No, not at all, considering that this has lasted almost 2 hours, and it is almost midnight around here. It is past midnight in the East Coast area.
Yeah, it's about 1 a.m. here.
Yep. Can't fault him, but please give your GGs out to a jkoper. This is a tough seed, and I mean, this is probably going to be a record on Crystal Saver's ledger for the most deaths in one randomizer. And indeed, it was the theme from the Flintstones for those playing along on the recorder tune. But definitely a tough seed. 6 deaths. Yeah, that's like 40 for some.
That was a heck of a thing to watch.
With that, we do have our winner, Crystal Saver, here in the commentator's booth with us. GG, congratulations on persevering in game number 2.
Thank you. I think the real reward is not playing that seed again. I have never seen that many Goma blocks. I have never seen so many Gomas in a dungeon that has the bow. I've never seen myself struggling for rupees.
I know this was one of the most intense seeds you will ever see. And looking at your count, 6 deaths. That's got to be a record for you, Crystal Saver.
It's a record this tournament, that's for sure.
My goodness, man, that second seed was absolutely brutal. Yeah, all the Gomas, all the Wizrobes, farming for arrow money. The only thing that could have topped it off is that the power bracelet that was in 1 was where a level 4 was. We wanted the ultimate chain reaction seed, and then the game is like, nope, you can't have everything, commentators.
You saw what I was trying to do,
Yes.
maybe? I was trying to whistle to original level 6 and then get the whistle spots there, and I'm like, oh wait, there's a whistle spot here.
And I love it took you to 1, and it's like, hey, he could go to level 1, get that item, and I'm like, hey, it's the power bracelet. I'm like, come on, level 4, be power bracelet blocked, and it wasn't. Oh.
I must have metagamed this so much because I'm like looking at the time and I'm saying, why hasn't jkoper finished yet? Something weird.
Both of you were pretty much neck and neck for a majority of this race. But yeah, the equalizer, and there's the any key for jkoper here in level 7. The equalizer, of course, ended up being a 2Q8 because you needed to get the bow, which, I mean, and the raft, which took you to required level 7. But
speaking of jkoper, he has joined us in the commentary booth. GG, my love.
GG,
persevered quite well.
Yeah, this seed was just absolutely brutal. This second race, 2Q8, Wizrobes, Bubbles, Gomas. It had everything but the kitchen sink. And I mean, you two are 2 of the best Zelda randomizers runners in the world. But when you see that the winning time is $1.44, you know this seed was out for blood.
Yeah. This seed was definitely one of the hardest randomizer seeds that I've played.
Yeah, it was one of the hardest I've seen in quite some time here in all the commentary I've done. But I want to go back to the first seed, Crystal Saver, and level 9. So much for the great equalizer. 4 rooms and done.
I was so happy that I decided to get the bow, and I randomly came across the arrows. I'm like, okay, if jkoper didn't get these and he rushed to see if Zelda's open, I might win. Oh, wait, never mind. 3 doors in. Hey, honey.
Yep. Boom. Yep. And that's what was waiting at level 9. If you just went up, 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 it's kind of like the hint that the old woman gives in the vanilla game. Go up, up, up. The waterfall will go up, up, up to start level 9, and you hit the finish line.
Trying to think if anything else happened in game 1.
I had the worst luck in the history of this game, basically.
I'm sorry.
The money-making game, the odds were very much in our favor, and I went up there like 10 times just to gamble and not get enough to buy a candle in the start.
Yeah, and the money-making game just was brutality. I don't think you won once.
No, I did win eventually. I had to.
Yeah. It was kind of a rough patch for you there, jkoper. I mean, game number 2 obviously was close, but again, it came down to who persevered, I should say, in finding both the bow and the raft in 2Q8. I mean, you had the worst enemy set. You had no extra swords to help you with. I mean, having the bombs was nice. You both had 16 bombs out of the possible 24 that you could have gotten, but it was just a nasty combat seed all the way around.
I have a confession to make. When I went into level 8, I thought it was level 7. That's why I grabbed the Triforce, and I looked at my Triforce count. I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't need this. Why was I here?
Because you thought it was going to be a straight first quest again, like in game number 1. I kind of had that same feeling, and then everybody's saying, that second quest state, I'm like, oh no, 35 rooms of stairways to hell, and it definitely lived up to its nickname tonight.
I mean, after you go in the first room, you're like, yeah, this looks like either Shapes or Second Quest 8, and then after the staircases, you're like, okay, this is Second Quest 8. I don't know why I thought I needed H Triforce. Oh, I got my Triforce count confused. Yeah, okay.
Everybody gets it. You know what? I've been doing commentary for 4 years. I still don't know where the Triforce pieces go.
It's funny because if you watch my practice rounds, sometimes I make like those stupid decisions like, oh, why are you going into this dungeon? You don't need the Triforce. But apparently this this seed, you actually needed the item from it. So I was kind of glad I stuck with it.
Yeah, this was one of those chain reaction seeds when we almost got the perfect ultimate chain reaction because you needed to get the bow to progress into level 6 to get the recorder, which was needed to get to levels 4, which was needed to get to level 4. I was hoping though it was needed to get the power bracelet out of 1, which it was. And I was hoping the power bracelet would lead to level 4, which it didn't. Power bracelet was not required.
It's funny because I completely forgot about level 1, and the only reason I went in is I'm like, oh, it's 1. Wait a minute, there's another.
Yep, it was the one that was dig dog or blocked, but again, it turned out wasn't required. I desperately wanted to be required, but that's just the way it works sometimes. But still, pretty big chain reaction seed. With the recorder leading to, again, it led to level 4. So I guess, like I said, it was close enough to being the ultimate chain reaction seed, but yeah, it all stemmed to 2Q8, and you both struggled with it, which, again, you're looking at 2 of the best Zelda randomizer players in the world. When you see them struggle, you know it's a bad seed.
I also have to apologize for the restream in case my audio was on. You do not want to hear my audio in 8.
I can imagine you were probably saying some magic words or 2.
Magic words between pauses. That was the most I paused in a seed ever.
Yes, I could totally imagine that. I mean, you had some nice pause strats working for you, especially on your Manhandla fights tonight.
Speaking of the pause strats, it was I was pretty fascinated that you did select swap in the first game.
I saw red ring immediately. Just go select swap.
Makes sense.
I mean, if anything, I could always go back to pause in case there's like bad enemy HP and all that. But if you have red ring, that's 12 hearts every time you up an A. Might as well get the select swap to start with. And if I have to swap out later, but usually I do pause, not select swap first. And then if I do get red ring and maybe boomstick or something, I'll consider switching over. But these 2 seeds, I didn't switch at all.
Yeah, I mean, just absolute trolley seed to the maximum. I mean, I was mentioning in commentary, this would be the kind of seed that would deter a beginner. I guarantee you.
Don't put it into the practice channel.
Exactly.
You know that's exactly where it's going.
Into the trash.
Into the try these seeds out.
Right. Yeah. Please.
No.
Please do not give this to a beginner player. They will not play Zelda Randomizer again if you do.
The point is to have fun, not to mimic what me and Adaginas are trying to do.
Exactly. But GG to the both of you. Some tough seeds tonight, but congratulations to you, Crystal Saver. You are moving on to the winners round of 16, where you're either going to be facing Sea Falcon or a familiar foe, Thurwolf.
El Wolfo.
Yep.
Either way, it's going to be a heck of a match.
Absolutely.
It will be.
So, of course, jkoper is not out of the tournament yet. He does go into the bonus bracket, and who knows, he could emerge victorious out of that. So hang in there. Anything could happen between everybody.
I am just glad I took a nap before this race.
Yeah, I can imagine there, Saver.
Never again. Okay, thank you for the commentary, guys, and the restream. Who's the tracker? Magic Friends?
Yes.
Thank you, Magic Friends, for the tracking as well.
And Garion not only restreamed, but rolled that seed.
Okay, Garion, I'm hiring you for future Panzer seeds.
And, of course, GG to you, jkoper. Good luck to you in your next match. Same to you, Saver.
Thank you.
And with that, it is 1 a.m. and I believe that we are getting ready to raid a channel. I think we're raiding Cantaloupe. That's what the hosting communication says here.
Absolutely. No racist on Easter Sunday, so we do invite you to come back on Monday. We do have 4 races slated on the docket, beginning with, well, speaking of our tracker, Magic Friends going up against Angel FM, game number 1 at 4 p.m. Eastern. Then
I am going to interject real quick, though, regarding tomorrow night's races, matches, whichever. First of all, there will be the wheelie, and second, we have it hasn't been assigned a channel yet, but tomorrow night at 10 p.m. will actually be Chess Jerk and myself.
That's right. I just refreshed the page, and you're absolutely right. There you are. But what's all this undefined that I'm seeing here?
we had to reschedule because of some things that cropped up this week. We had to reschedule, and I guess that's what ended up happening when Fury and Falls kind of
right. Absolutely. So, yep. So we do have that one race, and that's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern. Magic Friends and Angel FM, 4 p.m. Eastern. Truant Gamer and Adirondack Rick, 2 races on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming. And then finally, at 10 p.m. Eastern, TA 909 versus Shaddy, and those are the races we have lined up for you. So, on behalf of our 2 runners, jkoper and Crystal Saver, please make sure you give them a follow. For our tracker, Magic Friends, for Gary and Old Wolf, our restreamer, and for my commentator partner, Dracia, please make sure you give them all a follow. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great rest of your weekend, a safe Easter, and we will see you later, technically tonight, for Chess Jerk and Dracia. So that should be a lot of fun.
Good night, everybody.